Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, all courtesies observed. I send you warmest greetings from the United Nations in New York and wish you well for a productive East Asian Seas Congress 2018 in the Philippines. I greatly regret that I cannot be with you in person due to pressing official duties in Africa. Excellencies, the ocean covers almost 3/4 of the planet. It's difficult to overstate the importance of the ocean for our life on this planet. Every second breath we take comes from the ocean. It's the source of much of our food and of our water. We travel and trade upon it, brings us joy and economic benefits in the shape of the world's tourism industry. It is clear that appropriate management of the ocean resources will be the key to reducing poverty and to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. But the ocean is in trouble, thanks mainly to the accumulating effects of human activities. In particular, climate change having its effects on the ocean by raising temperatures, leading to rising sea levels, species migration, death of corals, changing ocean currents, and causing dramatic climate events. Climate change is reducing oxygen levels in the ocean with huge implications for marine life. Also affecting marine life is the continuing acidification of the ocean due to CO2 levels in the atmosphere, with a more acidic ocean making life difficult for marine life, particularly for shellfish and corals. Meanwhile, plastic waste has permeated the ocean at an alarming rate. Science has made it clear that plastic is being ingested by marine organisms and that it's everywhere, even in the depths of the Mariana Trench. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the positive news is that we have a global plan to rectify the troubles that humankind has brought upon the ocean. I refer, of course, to the two great international accords of 2015, the Paris Climate Agreement and the UN's 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. As I'm sure you know, within the Sustainable Development Agenda, there is the Oceans Goal, SDG 14, to conserve and sustainably use the ocean's resources. Faithfully implemented around the world, these global accords will indeed allow us to bequeath a healthy ocean to our children and grandchildren. But we must be vigilant and act with unwavering resolve if we're to get that much desired outcome. In June last year, the UN Ocean Conference proved to be a turning point in raising the global alarm on ocean change and putting in place a worldwide surge of ocean action. The conference produced a carefully crafted call for action, adopted consensually by all member states of the United Nations, and I urge you all to revisit it on the website oceanconference.un.org. It'll give you the guidance you may need in your ocean action work. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, many of you are representatives of local government, and I call upon you to give particular attention to the connection between land-based activities and the health of the ocean. In the United Nations Ocean Conference's call for action, to which I referred, there's a special reference to the role of local governments, wherein it is declared, quote, "We underline the need to integrate Goal 14 and its interrelated targets into national development plans and strategies, to promote national ownership and to ensure success in its implementation by involving all relevant stakeholders, including national and local authorities, members of parliament, local communities, indigenous people, women and youth, as well as academic and scientific communities, business and industry," end quote. So I call upon all representatives of regional organizations to collaborate and strengthen partnerships on sustainable coastal development and ocean development. The currents of the ocean and marine life do not respect man-made boundaries. Thus, cooperation and partnership between neighbors is essential. I applaud PEMSI for the great work it has been doing in this regard. Allow me to make one last quote from the UN Ocean Conference call for action, wherein all stakeholders are urged to strengthen cooperation, policy coherence, and coordination amongst institutions at all levels, including between and amongst international organizations, regional and sub-regional organizations and institutions, arrangements and programs, and to strengthen and promote effective and transparent multi-stakeholder partnerships, including public-private partnerships, by enhancing engagement of governments with global, regional, and sub-regional bodies and programs. And again, the scientific community and the private sector, the donor community, NGOs, community groups, academic institutions, and other relevant actors. We are all in this together. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, from multinational organizations down to the individual citizen, everyone has a stake in the health of the ocean. Thus, all of us must play our part in the great global campaign of ocean action. You can gain ideas on how to play your part as an individual or a company or a community, or indeed a government, by going to that UN website I referred to, oceanconference.un.org, to see how you can be part of what are called the communities of ocean action. I've been quoted in the past as saying that the time has come for us to stop stealing from the well-being of future generations of humankind and from life itself. So as I say, we're all in this together, both in terms of creating the problems and in finding the implementation of the solutions. I urge all of you to take up the challenge so that you depart from the EAS Congress 2018 not weighted down by the burden of bad, but energized instead by good solutions and strategies of action to implement them. I wish you well in your deliberations and look forward to learning of the outcomes of the Congress. And I thank you for your attention.